Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool target Isak sets condition to accept offer as private Howe admission to Newcastle surfaces. According to reports, Newcastle United star Alexander Isak has set a condition for him to accept an offer amid interest from Liverpool. Earlier this week, Liverpool's chances of signing Isak improved as the striker informed Newcastle of his intention to explore a move elsewhere this summer. The Red summer spend surpassed £260 million when they completed a deal for Hugo Ekitike, but they remain interested in Isak and they are said to be preparing a record move for the Newcastle sensation. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano provided more details on Isak's situation on Thursday evening, claiming Liverpool are on it as Newcastle go bid for Benjamin Sesko as a potential replacement. The player is exploring a move away from Newcastle. He's been clear with the club. So they've started to react. Newcastle are going big, or at least trying to go big, on Benjamin Sesko, Romano said on his YouTube channel. From what I understand, Newcastle are prepared to make a proposal to the player. It's not easy. There's a gentleman's agreement between Sesko and RB Leipzig that he can leave for a special club. That special is decided by Sesko. The price will be 70 to 80 million euros range, plus 10 million euros in add-ons. Newcastle know about that and want to speak to Sesko. Isak is pushing to leave the club. Liverpool are there. They're the club working on the deal. Liverpool have already spoken to the player and are interested even after signing Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool are on it. With Arsenal signing Victor Gyökeres and Isak out of Manchester United's price range, Liverpool are the main Premier League club in the running for the Newcastle star. However, the Reds face competition from the Saudi Pro League and Middle East outlet Al Riyadiyah confirms Al Hilal are interested. The report also claims Isak has set a condition for Al Hilal amid his preference to remain in Europe. Newcastle United Swedish striker Alexander Isak has demanded an annual salary of more than €60 million, £60 million, from Al Hilal officials to accept the Saudi offer, in addition to other benefits, during a meeting between the two parties. This is while a report from The Independent has shed light on the concerns felt by Newcastle boss Howe about Isak. The Independent understands that Howe had already privately told prominent figures at the club this summer that he was concerned about the player's situation. That view also precedes reports of Liverpool's public interest last week. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Liverpool will not sign world-class forward this summer. Rodrigo not happening, what Liverpool's transfer strategy tells us this summer. The summer transfer window has already seen Liverpool take a dramatically different approach compared to the stability of the Klopp years. With Arne Slot now preparing for his second season at the helm, fresh off a historic Premier League title in his debut campaign, the club has made its intentions clear: dominate again, and do so with fresh firepower. But not every rumor is bearing fruit. Speaking to Dave Davis on Anfield Index, journalist David Lynch revealed that one long-linked name is no longer on the agenda. "I understand that Liverpool are not going to progress with a deal to sign Rodrigo," Lynch said. "I'm not sure about the reasons, but I've been told very firmly that this isn't something that is going to happen." Rodrigo was seen by many as a potential replacement should Luis Diaz depart. But Liverpool appear to have pivoted. Lynch suggested this might be due to financial factors, saying, "It could be because of the finances, but there will be other targets out there if Luis Diaz does leave." This points to a broader pattern: Liverpool are casting a wide net and moving decisively. Names like Georgi Mamardashvili, Jeremy Frimpong, Milos Kerkez, Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike have already arrived, all bringing technical quality and tactical versatility. Ongoing interest in Alexander Isak and Mark Guéhi underlines the club's willingness to keep reshaping the squad. A radical rebuild. I'll be honest, I did not see this level of turnover coming from Liverpool and I thought they would look to avoid that, Lynch admitted. But I'm learning in this window that things are very different to how they have been in the past 7 or 8 years. This level of change might unsettle some, especially those who value continuity. But Liverpool's recruitment, under Slot and a reshaped football operations team, appears measured and strategic. Rather than reactive panic buying, there's a sense of targeted evolution. My only slight worry is that the amount of turnover could cause some problems at the start of the season, Lynch noted, but they don't seem worried about that at all. Slot's title-winning debut has clearly earned trust. And the club are operating from a position of strength rather than necessity. The incoming talent is young, high-ceiling, and stylistically fits a pressing and possession-dominant system that Slot champions. If there is turbulence early on, the club seems confident in the long-term rewards. More business expected. There's still so much time for more business to be done this summer too, Lynch added. That opens up possibilities both in terms of arrivals and potential outgoings. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our third news is PAF make Alexander Isak Newcastle United transfer decision, amid Liverpool links. Latest Liverpool transfer news with an update on Alexander Isak's future. The decision on Alexander Isak's future will reportedly be made by Newcastle United chairman Yasser Al-Rumayyan. Liverpool have been alerted to the forward situation after he informed the club of his desire to explore different opportunities this summer. Reports on Thursday morning claimed that Isak had been left out of Newcastle's squad for their pre-season tour in Singapore and South Korea as he continues to nurse a minor thigh problem. Eddie Howe's side face Arsenal in their third pre-season fixture on Sunday. A matter of hours after that broke, the Daily Mail then claimed that Isak has told Newcastle he is considering leaving the club this summer. Newcastle have been steadfast in their insistence that Isak is not for sale. The 25-year-old Sweden international, who scored 27 goals in 42 appearances for the Magpies last season, is valued at more than £150 million. Now, a fresh twist has emerged. According to The Telegraph, Al-Rumayyan, Newcastle's chairman, and PIF, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, will decide what happens next in the complex saga. Al-Rumayyan's direct involvement is unusual at St. James Park, with the Saudi businessmen normally taking a backseat in the day-to-day running of the club. But given the significance of the decision on Isak, PAF want to take control rather than leave the situation up to the manager. As reported by the Echo on Thursday, Liverpool are now on standby to make a British record offer. The Reds have spent more than £250 million in the summer transfer window so far, bringing Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Armin Pexi, Freddie Woodman, Georgi Mamardashvili and Hugo Ekitike to Anfield. However, Slot's side are not expected to stop there and want to continue their spending spree. Newcastle, meanwhile, have explored a possible deal to sign Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig. The Slovenian has been a long-term target and impressed in Germany last season, scoring 22 goals in 45 appearances. Howe's Magpies squad landed in Singapore on Friday morning for their pre-season, having been surprised at the reports that Isak is keeping his options open. "I'm really close to him. He's a good guy. He's been through some rough things at this moment," club captain Bruno Guimaraes said. "My focus is with the lads. Isak is something I cannot control. The club has control of it. I hope he's going to be fit when we come back to Newcastle to prepare for the new season. They told us he was there in Newcastle because of his injury. Of course he's a top player for us and he's going to be a miss on this trip. We need him ready as soon as possible." Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fourth news is Liverpool expect to receive official £70 million Bayern Munich bid for Luis Diaz today. Liverpool now seem likely to sign Alexander Isak instead of Rodrigo, although plenty needs to happen for the transfer to become a reality. One thing that needs to happen first, or at least be close to done, is Luis Diaz's transfer to Bayern Munich. Ever since Liverpool poached Florian Wirtz from the Bundesliga giants, they have been scouring the market for a left winger that suits their system and is at the top of their game. Diaz is one such player, and after he scored 17 goals out of position last season, it's safe to say he would be a hit at the Allianz Arena. With his contract up in 2 years and Liverpool not forthcoming with a new contract, it's the right time for all parties to get together and thrash out a deal. Latest on Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich as Alexander Isak interest ramps up. Liverpool expect to receive a €70 million plus €10 million bid, £61 million plus £8.7 million. From Bayern for Diaz, reports journalist Sasha Tavalieri. Talks are reportedly underway and, supposedly, Liverpool should receive the offer from Bayern today. While the line from journalist all summer has been that Liverpool will not sell Diaz, they will reportedly not suppress the Colombian's desire to leave. Tavalieri goes on to say that the sale would also help the Reds to proceed on Isak. Signing the world-class Swede will cost at least £130 million based on recent reports, so recouping around £70 million for Diaz would be excellent business for a player signed 3 years ago for a reported £37 million fee. Diaz doesn't seem to be acting out or agitating for the move he reportedly wants so badly. Writing in The Athletic, James Pearce released a diary of Liverpool's pre-season tour of Hong Kong where, by all accounts, the players and staff have been given a hero's welcome. While Diaz may be keen to make the move to Bayern, he doesn't appear to making life more difficult for Liverpool. Pearce writes, Luis Diaz's future may be uncertain amid Bayern Munich's ongoing pursuit, but there has been no sign on this tour of the Colombian attacker downing tools to try to force a move. He has been the same bubbly personality as normal around the squad, and you certainly couldn't question his commitment during Thursday's open session. Diaz wowed a 25,000 crowd with some mazy runs down the left flank during the training drills. At one point, he hit the deck after tangling with Mohamed Salah and claimed he had been fouled. Slot smiled and gestured to Diaz that he'd dived. The former Porto winger saw the funny side and high-fived the Dutchman as he jogged past him. Diaz was down on the turf again soon after, having been too quick for Wataru Endo, who apologized for a late challenge. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fifth news is Sky Sports. Liverpool receive £60 million bid for forward, personal terms agreed. Liverpool star Luis Diaz has now become the subject of a new bid from Bayern Munich, according to reports, with talks between the clubs now ongoing as the Bundesliga champions try to finalize a deal for the former Porto star to join their ranks ahead of the transfer deadline. Diaz endured his best season so far in a Reds shirt last season, scoring 13 top-flight goals as they cruised to the Premier League title over second-placed Arsenal by 10 points, even taking their foot off the gas in the final few games of the season. But with new signings in the form of Bundesliga trio Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike and Jeremy Frimpong all likely to impact the final third, there is change afoot at Anfield. With that in mind, a report by Sky Sports journalist Florian Plettenberg states that Bayern have now submitted a new offer to Liverpool worth over €67.5 million, £60 million. For Diaz as they look to finalize a deal for the Colombian to come into their ranks. Talks between the clubs are ongoing, and Diaz wants to join Bayern. He's waiting for an agreement between the two clubs, and can sign a deal running until 2029, though a move could still fall through if the clubs can't agree on a fee before the transfer window slams shut. Bayern need a new left winger given the fact that Leroy Sane has joined Galatasaray after failing to agree terms on a new contract, whilst starboy Jamal Musiala suffered a horrific injury against Paris Saint-Germain in the FIFA Club World Cup, and that means that their wide ranks are depleted for the time being. Wirtz can play on Liverpool's left-hand side, whilst Netherlands star Cody Gakpo is also in with a shout of starring in a starting role throughout the campaign. But the key over any potential Diaz move is that it could raise vital funds in securing the signing of Newcastle United star Alexander Isak, who has signaled his intentions to leave St James' Park in the coming window if anyone can stump up a fee for his services. Liverpool's pursuit of Alexander Isak faces new complexity as the striker sets conditions for a potential move, while PIF make a final transfer decision. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich are closing in on a £70 million deal for Luis Diaz, with another £60 million bid reportedly on the table. Tensions rise as Newcastle brace for a possible Isak reunion drama if the Liverpool switch goes through. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is Alexander Isak could be set for awkward Newcastle reunion if Liverpool transfer is completed. Alexander Isak could face an awkward early reunion with Newcastle if he completes a record-breaking move to Liverpool this summer. Alexander Isak could face an awkward reunion if he seals a record-breaking move to Liverpool this summer. Arne Slot's side had gone head-to-head with Newcastle in the race to sign young striker Hugo Ekitike. The Magpies had a £70 million bid rejected, while the Reds were able to swoop in with a slightly lower £69 million offer plus £10 million in potential bonuses. Liverpool have also held an interest in Newcastle's star striker Isak. The assumption was that Slot's team would only push for the Swede if Newcastle signed Ekitike. However, despite the Premier League champions winning the race for the Frenchman, they have not ended their interest in Isak. Reports suggest Liverpool have informed Newcastle they are prepared to break the British transfer record to sign the 25-year-old. While Newcastle value him at £120 million, a bid north of £150 million would reportedly be required to force a sale. The Merseyside club are believed to have the financial flexibility to do so. After spending modestly last summer and posting strong figures following their title-winning season, Liverpool's PSR standing is secure. But if Isak were to move to Anfield, he'd face a quick and awkward return to his current club. Liverpool's second Premier League fixture next season is away to Newcastle on Monday, August 25, at 8 p.m., an early test for Slot's title defence and, potentially, Isak's first return to Tyneside. If signed, Isak would likely become Slot's starting centre-forward, with Ekitike playing off the left or providing a rotation option. These positions will become available following the expected departures of Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz. Despite being a beloved figure at Newcastle, having scored the winner in the Magpies' 2-1 League Cup final victory over Liverpool, Isak's departure would likely spark tension among the St James' Park faithful. The club have insisted throughout the summer that Isak is not for sale, but reports that the striker has expressed a desire to leave suggest that relations may be turning sour. He has not travelled with the squad on their pre-season tour due to a thigh injury. His £300,000 per week wage demands are reportedly too high for Newcastle, and Liverpool are now leading the race for his signature, with interest from Saudi clubs lingering in the background. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update because at LFC Transfer HQ,